I guess obviously the first person we want to call out is Daniel Hardy. Didn't play a ton of snaps in this game. Great, that's a great thing for him. That means that he showed enough in the first preseason game. He showed enough in practice. He's most likely going to make that final roster, then push for like a fourth rotational edge rusher position, right? So you got Justin Hollins, you got Terrell Lewis, you got Leonard Floyd, and then really that fourth position is kind of open, right? Chris Garrett was supposed to fill that role, but it seems like Daniel Hardy is pushing towards that fourth spot. So you're going to see Daniel Hardy playing. Great sign for him that he didn't play yesterday. Hardly played yesterday. And then the defensive backs, man, I am high, very high on Kobe Durant. First off, his name's Kobe, but he spells it different. So you get to say Kobe Durant, which is kind of like the best of both worlds. But not only that, great special teams player.
Miley Cyrus reference?
No, not necessarily. Kobe Durant, though, I mean, like when you say like Durant is just an intriguing name to say, right? Obviously, right now, I'll pose the question to you: where do you think he's going to go? Kevin
Maybe
Durant.
We could nickname him the Black Reaper or Grim Mamba.
Is that maybe? I think
because it's Kobe and Durant's nicknames.
I like
melded together.
Mamba. The Grim Mamba is pretty cool. Pretty damn cool. But it's not like it's an unwarranted nickname at this point. Maybe a little bit. Maybe it's a little bit too excitable, but at the same time, he shows the kind of instincts that you want to see from a defensive back, from a young guy. He seems like he's not only leading that group, but he's also really, really good on special teams, on the hands team. He knows how to tackle. He knows how to close out plays. You saw a ton from him yesterday. He was on Nico Collins. He was on a couple of other receivers. Who else was he on? Philip Dorsett. And then you saw Royce Freeman and Rex Burkhead catch passes out of the backfield. And those guys know how to close. So, I mean, between him, Robert Rochell, and Derion Kendrick, I am just enthralled with their development. I think that they play at full speed. They got to go up against a first-team offense and a first-team quarterback yesterday, and they showed out. I think the Rams allowed like 26 yards going into that final drive in the first half against the Texans' first-team offense. So you have to give credit to guys like Kobe Durant, Derion Kendrick, Grant Haley played pretty well, played a lot of snaps yesterday. So, and obviously Robert Rochell looks great. So I'm comfortable with what I see from the depth in that position. I wish we were saying the same thing about the offensive line, but we're just not quite there yet. But I think that's the point of emphasis versus another group that everybody had all eyes on because we spent a lot of draft picks and capital there. Those players are quickly coming to fruition because, like how Ryan mentioned in the last episode, they draft to a player mold.
McVay's Wario is Dan Campbell. Yeah. Same energy, but just more bombastic, big, and wild is Dan Campbell.
Yeah, like Dan Campbell says, I don't care if you have one ass cheek and 3 toes. Like,
I'm going to kick your ass. That's a Wario quote. That comes right out of the lips of Wario.
But that Sean McVay couldn't even conceptualize in his head. No. So, yeah, I would say you're right. I would totally agree. But, like, his mindset is harsh. And Andrew Whitworth was talking about the shark attack. Like the angry shark and the way that he gets if something doesn't go the right way. That's just attention to detail. That's ability to know the situation. Like last year, they were dealing with COVID. They were dealing with, players being out, players being hurt, and they had to use the entire depth chart to go out and win the Super Bowl. So now that he's prepared for that, I absolutely love what I see from this team so far than the preseason. I think when your depth shows out, doesn't matter if you're win or lose these preseason games, when your depth shows out, and the players that you want to play well, it puts your entire roster in a better position to win games throughout the entire season and late in the season.
I ultimately feel really good. The defense is something that, with Raheem Morris, you're going to be a top 3 defense with this kind of talent, no matter what. I think he's maybe the best defensive coach we've had since the McVay era. Phillips also was fantastic, but kind of got a little old towards the end.
Yeah.
But this is our last year with Morris. I would, if I could bet on that, I would. He's going to get a head coaching job. There's going to be so many open. So we'll see what happens, but I'm just so excited, man.